sharing has been surpassed. We're going to break it down for our viewers. Also, the top story, Arvind Kejriwal skips his third summon where the Enforcement Directorate is concerned. All of that coming up over the course of the next 45 minutes. These are the headlines. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal skips third ED summon in Liquorgate probe, says ED grilling a bid to tarnish his image. BJP hits out, claims Arvind Kejriwal scared of ED questioning. Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren meets JMM MLAs at his residence, says no scope of his resignation. JMM claims BJP deliberately terrorizing opposition with ED raids. Divide in India bloc over Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar as the convener of the India Alliance. Sources say while Shiv Sena, UBT, Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress seem to be backing the Bihar Chief Minister's name, the TMC is not on board. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's big guarantee pitch in Kerala. Prime Minister woos women voters and Christian community in the southern state. The Bharatiya Janata Party takes to the streets in Karnataka's Hubballi a day after Karsevak's arrest. Chief Minister Siddaramaiah defends action, calls Karsevak a fake Ram Bhakt. Says arrest before inauguration is just a mere coincidence. This could be looked on as relief for Gautam Adani. Supreme Court upholds SEBI probe in the Hindenburg allegations, says no ground to transfer probe to SIT. Adani says truth has triumphed. Well, finally, some boost for India's Project Cheetah. 3 newborn cheetah cubs. 2 Namibian cheetah Asha at the Kuno National Park in Madhya Pradesh. After bowling South Africa out for just 55, the Indian team collapses astonishingly in the first innings, lose 6 wickets without adding a single run to collapse for 153. And over 100 killed after twin explosions at the memorial site of former top Iranian Deputy General. Iran blames Israel, warns of a crushing response. All right, the going-ons within the India alliance has only got a little more interesting. It seems the TMC has now raised the heat. Sources have confirmed to India Today, top sources of the TMC, that the TMC has now offered 2 seats to the Congress in Bengal. Sources have confirmed to our channel that the TMC wants seat-sharing formula based on what they have offered a formula for seat sharing across states where the India alliance is concerned. A, on parliamentary election results, B, on state elections result, or C, by factoring both, which is A plus B. And at the basis of this formula, they have offered 2 seats to the Congress. Mind you, the Congress wants 5 seats in the state of Bengal. But the TMC has now offered 2. On the other hand, the TMC says they have waited 179 days patiently for seat sharing where the India alliance is concerned. There was a deadline of 31st December that has long been surpassed. They have a big heart. They are willing to wait it out for a few more days. But one of the other big factors is that the dominant party in a particular state, whichever that party might be it the TMC in Bengal or be it the Samajwadi Party for the India Alliance in Uttar Pradesh or the Congress itself in Himachal Pradesh, has the final call. On the account of Nitish for convener, it's interesting, the TMC, as per our sources, clearly say they have nothing against Nitish Kumar, but are they in favor of Nitish Kumar as convener? Sources have told India Today that TMC would possibly look at somebody like a Kharge as convener or PM face, because the BJP, as per TMC sources, will make the fight will make the fight Modi versus Nitish Kumar. And as per the TMC, will not that fight be better if it is Modi versus Kharge, as Mallikarjun Kharge, where the TMC is concerned, can impact 58 seats, and that seat count when Mamata Banerjee mooted the name of Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge as the possible prime ministerial face of the India alliance was given to the Congress, that being Dalit, these are the 58 seats that Mr. Kharge can impact if he's chosen as the prime ministerial face. So lots going on, but there's a clear message where the TMC says we waited for 179 days. 31st December was the deadline. That deadline is passed. You know, we are going to follow alliance dharma. We have a big heart, but the Congress also needs to come in. Will the Congress come in? The other big news break, of course, is they've offered 2 seats to the Congress party. The Congress wants 5. Let's break it down. This news break coming in right on the top of 9 p.m. on India Today. Joining me, getting us the Congress perspective, my colleague Maushmi Singh, live from the national capital. Indrajit Kundu, live from Kolkata. Indrajit, coming to you. Top TMC sources confirming to India Today. Let's take it one by one. Number one, the TMC has now made the number clear that they've offered to the Congress party, and that is the valuation of 2 seats based on a formula they have worked out and offered to the India alliance. A, parliamentary elections. B, state elections. C, factoring in both, and ultimately the dominant party in the state makes the final call.
Well, absolutely, Preeti. The Trinamool Congress on its part is very clear. Mamata Banerjee, a few weeks back when she was in New Delhi, before the India meeting that took place, the 4th India meeting that took place in New Delhi, she had extended the olive branch. She had made it categorically clear that she wants to go with the Congress party in West Bengal. It was for the Congress now to decide. The ball was clearly in the Congress's court because they are already in an alliance with the left parties, specifically the CPIM, which is a bigger partner. The Trinamool Congress, of course, has been telling us that, you know, they're running out of patience because, as you just mentioned, 6 months, the deadline was 31st of December, by which the Congress had to make up their mind and make it clear as to whether they are getting into an alliance with the Trinamool Congress in West Bengal, and therefore pick up talks regarding seat sharing, because the Trinamool Congress leadership clearly believes that too much time has been wasted. As far as number of seats are concerned, the Congress now has 2 seats in West Bengal. The Trinamool Congress said, you know, that's what you can get at max. Perhaps 1 more seat. So 2 to 3 is maximum that the Trinamool Congress is willing to negotiate. But there was a team of, local Congress leaders who went and met Mallikarjun Kharge in the presence of Rahul Gandhi and K.C. Venugopal. Adhir Ranjan Choudhry was also there. He led the delegation. And a lot of Congress leaders from Bengal spoke in different voices. Even Deepa Dashmunshi was there. While there were some who said that we don't want to get into an alliance with the Congress because the Congress won't survive then in West Bengal, there are some who said, let's demand 5 to 8 seats. That's an impossible number, what we are learning as far as Trinamool Congress is concerned. Because they are saying, look at the results. You don't have an MLA in the assembly. You have only 2 MPs. That's the maximum that we can give.
The 2 seats that the TMC is offering, but the underlying message is very clear. We are running out of patience, number one. And though we have a big heart where alliance dharma is concerned, but time is ticking. Number 2, Indro, another thing that has been made very clear by our sources is that the TMC is not happy at all with the bonhomie that the Congress shares with the left. They've made it very clear. Do you want to do business with the TMC, which is the dominant partner or your dominant ally where West Bengal is concerned, or the left? Even that messaging very, very clear and sharp.
True, Preeti, because there's a strategy in place as far as Mamata Banerjee, astute politician. She believes that if there have been certain results, local body results, in which the Congress and the left, their vote share, especially in Muslim belts, has risen in recent years, and the Trinamool has faced some difficulty. So therefore, Mamata Banerjee, feels that if she comes together with the Congress, she would be able to consolidate her Muslim vote back much further. And therefore, she wants the left to fight it alone, because she believes that if the left fights it alone, the opposition vote will get split between the BJP and the left. That's going to give an advantage to the Trinamool Congress, is what her calculation is. However, at the same time, the Trinamool Congress clearly maintains whenever and if at all there is a discussion on seat sharing, the final call will have to be decided taking into account which party is the dominant force in that state. So if it's West Bengal, it's got to be Trinamool Congress. If it's Tamil Nadu, it's got to be DMK.
Right.
If it's Uttar Pradesh, it's got to be
Indra,
Samajwadi
would you
Party.
stay on with me?
That
I
is
want to
very
bring
clear
in,
as far as
I want to bring in Maushmi as well, who follows the Congress very closely for reactions coming in for the Congress. And I'm going to come right back to you because on the issue of Nitish Kumar as convener, the TMC making it clear that they have nothing against Nitish Kumar, but would a Kharge not work better? He can impact 58 seats, and the count of that 58 seats in the last meeting by Mamata Banerjee was in fact handed over to the Congress. Him being Dalit and his impact and influence over 58 seats, better pick as per the TMC than a Nitish Kumar. Maushmi, to bring you in on this, 2 seats is what the TMC is offering the Congress. The Congress has still now dug in its heels on 5. They want 5 seats.
Preeti, that's a big scoop. If you've big scoop that you pulled out, because clearly Congress would be hoping for more in West Bengal, considering that the bonhomie that Rahul Gandhi and Mamata Banerjee have been sharing, and Rahul Gandhi had, and Mamata Banerjee had said our favorite Rahul would speak now in one of the meetings. But that notwithstanding, I think much of it is bargaining tactics, Preeti, because the final print is still to be drawn, the final discussion still to be taken. So a lot of bargaining tactics being made, pitched from either side. Like in UP, the Congress is drawing a list of 40 seats to pitch for, where it really thinks that it can get a good meet of votes as far as, the Lok Sabha contest is concerned. It's pitching for 12 seats in Bihar, which is a bit of an ambitious plan. So, thereby, I think that the TMC would also be looking to maneuver the hardest bargain with the Congress. And also, considering that Adhir Ranjan Choudhry has been on a bitter war of words of late even more, that really...
but Maushmi, that's another thing. The TMC not very happy as per our sources with the sniping going on by the state level unit or, Mr. Adhir Ranjan Choudhry, even on a national level where the TMC is concerned. But very quickly, Maushmi, pulling you both in for the final, reaction on the TMC not very happy with mooting Nitish Kumar because they are wary, Indrajit, that the BJP will make this a Modi versus Nitish, while a Kharge will be a better candidate in that place.
Well, absolutely. That is basically the thought why Mamata Banerjee, if you would remember, last time during the 4th meeting of the India Alliance, she met Shiv Sena Chief Uddhav Thackeray, she met Arvind Kejriwal, and there was a consensus of sort within the small coterie of leaders that Mallikarjun Kharge's name should be proposed, and he is a veteran leader, a Dalit face. So if it's versus Modi versus, Mallikarjun Kharge, that would be a fight worth fighting for rather than pitching Nitish Kumar. So Trinamool Congress has their reservations right now as far as Nitish Kumar's name as convener is concerned.
All right, we're running out of time, but appreciate you both joining us on that news break that we're tracking very closely. 2 seats that the TMC has offered to the Congress in seat sharing. Congress wants 5, but more than anything else, it's an indication that one of the key allies of the India Alliance is running out of patience. Time is running out. They say they have a large heart. They'll wait, even though the deadline was the 31st of December, but time to act quick is the underlying message. With that, let's quickly shift focus to the other big news that we're tracking very closely today, and that is the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal skipping the ED summon, 3rd summon in this case, in the Liquorgate probe for the 3rd consecutive time. Like I told you, he's instead posed some strong questions to the investigating agency itself. The Delhi Chief Minister, who is accused of befitting from the Delhi liquor policy, has now asked the ED to make it clear whether he's being asked to appear for genuine inquiry or is it just a clear attempt to tarnish his image.
First summons on November the 2nd, 2023, skipped. Second summons on December the 21st, 2023, skipped. Now the 3rd summons on January the 3rd, 2024, also skipped. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal appears to be brazening it out. Asked to appear for questioning by the Enforcement Directorate in the Delhi excise policy case, better known as Liquorgate, the Aam Aadmi Party chief shot off a letter instead to the central agency tasked with investigating money laundering. Kejriwal in his letter has called the ED summons illegal and asked the agency to share its questionnaire. He has urged the Enforcement Directorate to respond to his earlier two letters and reveal the intent and ambit of the investigation. Kejriwal has accused the Enforcement Directorate of maintaining unwarranted secrecy and acting in an arbitrary manner.
आपने जितनी रेड करनी है कर लो, आपने जितने समन भेजने हैं भेज दो, आपने जितने लोगों को गिरफ्तार करना है कर लो, आखिरकार सच्चाई आज नहीं तो कल पूरे देश के सामने आएगी। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ईडी और सीबीआई को इस्तेमाल करके अपने विपक्षियों को खत्म करना चाहती है।
Kejriwal's dare to the ED comes even as two top leaders of the Aam Aadmi Party, Manish Sisodia and Sanjay Singh, are lodged in jail in the same case.
देखिए, गिरफ्तारी का खतरा पहले दिन से ही है और गिरफ्तार करना ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार की योजना है। तो सब अपोजिशन स्टेट्स में ही जाती है ईडी सीबीआई, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के खिलाफ तो एक्शन करती ही नहीं है।
जांच एजेंसियां आज बाज बनके ईमानदारी से भ्रष्टाचारियों को काट रही हैं। अरविंद केजरीवाल घबराए हैं, इसलिए मन ही मन कह रहे हैं लागा चुनरी में दाग छुपाऊं कैसे, किया है भ्रष्टाचार ईडी के पास जाऊं कैसे।
The Enforcement Directorate meanwhile carried out multiple raids in Rajasthan and Jharkhand. Close aides of Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren were raided. Soren himself has skipped 7 summons from the ED for questioning in money laundering. There is speculation that Soren may install his wife as Chief Minister in case of an arrest, but he has denied all such reports. In Rajasthan, the Enforcement Directorate carried out searches at properties linked to former Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's son Vaibhav. Recently, the agency listed a real estate deal by Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra in a money laundering charge sheet, though it did not name her as an accused. The opposition claims the Narendra Modi government is misusing the central agency to target its rivals ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha election. Bureau Report, India Today.
So here's the big question that we're asking this evening. Is Arvind Kejriwal daring the ED to now arrest him? Are Arvind Kejriwal and Mr. Soren evading the top investigating agencies in the country? Has Arvind Kejriwal's image of being non-corrupt, Kattar Imandar, taken a hit with evading the investigation process? The heat on opposition leaders ahead of polls. Is this political vendetta? And corruption probes losing credibility if you just look at the number of files that have been opened up against politicians of the opposition, mind you. Let's take these questions to our panelists this evening. Ashutosh, columnist, author, political analyst. Jasmine Shah, Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson. Sanju Verma, Bharatiya Janata Party national spokesperson. Supriya Srinate, Congress spokesperson. They join us this evening, and Jasmine Shah, to open the debate with you. Third time evading investigation, interrogation by one of the top investigating agencies is a serious charge, and then to turn around and say the agency is compromised.
Preeti, it is every constitutional right of any law-abiding citizen of India not to respect an utterly illegal summons issued by any investigating agency. And that is what Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has done. He's exercised his right within the binds of law. And the last 2 times he declined the summons, Preeti, he raised very important questions. These are questions that have been raised by various courts in the past when they have also, the courts have intervened and quashed the summons of ED. What are these questions? Are you calling somebody, like in this case, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, as a culprit, or are you calling him as a witness? Are you calling him as in his capacity as the national convener of Aam Aadmi Party, or as the sitting chief minister and the head of the cabinet of Delhi? What are the evidences that you want him to bring? Is this something, a friendly chat or banter over tea, or do you actually want to investigate and ask for certain files? All these important questions. So it's not Mr. Kejriwal who's not responding. The ED is silent. And what it is trying to do is a complete hit job, a fishing and roving expedition, only and only to target Mr. Kejriwal ahead of the Lok Sabha election. The second important point, Preeti, I want to say is also that the timing of this summons is very, very suspicious. Why does it happen that every time ED issues a summons, first it is released to the media and to the BJP? They start yelling, "Dekho, summons aa gaya, summons aa gaya." Mr. Kejriwal receives it multiple hours later. So it's very clear that the attempt here is only to tarnish the reputation. And second, why is it that even in this case, it is issued just before a Lok Sabha election. 1.5 years has gone into the investigation on this so-called liquor scam. 500 witnesses have been summoned. Why is it that Mr. Kejriwal has been called at the very end when a Rajya Sabha election in Delhi is going to happen in a few days, where Mr. Kejriwal is
But
going
you
to
know,
vote?
Jasmine Shah, the
Lok
ED
Sabha
can say your
discussions
first
are
summon
happening.
came in the fag end of October.
No, but that also happened before the three-state elections that the Aam Aadmi Party was fighting.
Okay.
CBI, it is not that we are running away. Mr. Kejriwal responded to the CBI query. He went and visited CBI. So we are law-abiding citizens. We will respect every
Okay.
summons that is legal. But this kind of a political vendetta trying to crush opposition, the question is, in the last 1 year, tell me how many senior BJP leaders have been even
Okay.
issued summons.
You know, I'm going to take that
Chhagan
question to
Bhujbal,
Sanju Verma. Sanju
Chhagan
Verma, you're
Bhujbal,
smiling.
Hemant Biswa Sharma,
But
Suvendu Adhikari, these
to
are all
take
names
off from
everybody knows.
right, okay, to take off from what Jasmine Shah says, ever since the Modi government has come to power, Sanju Verma, and I'll just give you some data there. Investigations by the ED has been increased 27 folds. From 2004 to 2014, 112 raids. From 2014 to 22, 3,010 raids. Out of that, if you break it down further and get into micro data, which you like, Sanju Verma, 95% of that data contributes to raids on politicians which are from the opposition. So if the Aam Aadmi Party is going to turn around and say this is political vendetta, there is a possibility that claim could have traction.
Preeti, thank you for having me on your show and for putting out that data. I have a couple of points to make.
Point number one, under Section 52 of the PMLA Act of 2002, subsequently amended in 2005, it says the director, additional director, joint director, deputy director or assistant director shall have the power to summon any person. I want to highlight the word any person whose attendance they consider necessary, whether to give evidence or to produce any records during the course of any investigation or proceedings under the PMLA Act. So point number one, if Arvind Kejriwal has been issued the third summons this time around, given the fact that he failed to appear in the earlier two summons that were issued to him, the ED is doing it well within its rights that have been bestowed on the ED by Section 52 of the PMLA Act. Point number one, it is absolutely legal, absolutely constitutional, and it is as per the provisions of the PMLA Act. Point number two, the PMLA Act further says, and this is very interesting, Preeti, Rule 2P and Rule 11 of the PMLA Act of 2005 state that the Enforcement Directorate has sweeping and substantive powers to summon anyone it deems fit when an ongoing investigation is underway. Point number three, Arvind Kejriwal saying, the ED is opaque, the ambit of their jurisdiction is not transparent, whether I have been called as an accused or as a witness, as the convener of Aam Aadmi Party, or as the head of cabinet, all these things are secondary. The Enforcement Directorate, wide the law of the land, has called the current Chief Minister of Delhi, and it is incumbent upon him to appear, because if you fail to appear after the third summons, the next step is summary arrest of the Chief Minister, Arvind Kejriwal, in this case. And this was amply specified by the Supreme Court in the judgment in July 2022 of Vijay Madanlal Choudhry versus the Union of India.
But while you say that, but Sanju Verma, while you say that, a seventh summon has gone for Mr. Soren, and we've seen no arrest till now.
Can I? Okay, Preeti, I'm just wrapping up what I have to say. I want to say one thing now, which your audience needs to know. When Manish, Sisodia and Satinder Jain were initially arrested, and subsequently when Sanjay Singh was arrested, what did Kejriwal say? Kejriwal was busy distributing integrity and character certificates, saying Manish Sisodia to Raja Harishchandra ka avatar hai, Sanjay Singh to Bhagat Singh ka avatar hai, Satinder Jain se zyada honest और ईमानदार तो कोई है ही नहीं. I want to ask the Aam Aadmi Party, Preeti, through your channel and your show, the Delhi High Court, the Trial Court, the District Court, the Patiala Court, the Rouse Avenue Court, the Sessions Court, and finally the Supreme Court rejected Sanjay Singh's bail application repeatedly, Manish Sisodia's bail application repeatedly. Are you telling me that the Supreme Court is the handmaiden of the BJP
Okay,
government?
all right.
Are you saying Delhi High Court
Okay.
is the handmaiden of
Ms.
the
Verma,
BJP government?
you've answered what you wanted to say, but you haven't quite touched upon the question I asked you, but save it for the next question, which is the data that I presented, the 27 increase by the ED investigative agency coming down on opposition, which is 95% of the cases there. We're going to come down to that question.
Want to answer that?
No, ma'am, I'll come down to it. I'll come back to you on that. So, Priya Shunate, to bring you in on this must catch you in a bit of a dichotomy, quandary, whatever you might want to call it, because you were the complainants in this case. And now you have an ally to defend that you complained against.
No, I don't think there's any dichotomy. And let me begin by first wishing all your viewers and yourself and my co-panelists a great year ahead.
You too, ma'am.
But I do want to say something at the outset. I think whether there is a potential offence or not, let there be law enforcement and let investigation happen. And that should take its due course. Having said that, we live in a world where there is altered paradigm. We live in a world where there is huge overreach, where we live in a world where it's a diabolical pattern. The Enforcement Directorate that we are talking to, and I will come to Mr. Kejriwal or the politicians being chased in one bit, but the Enforcement Directorate did not shy away from sending notices to two farmers in Tamil Nadu. One, a 72-year-old farmer, and another, a 67-year-old farmer in the Salem district. What was their offence? They got into a legal dispute with the local BJP leader. And so the Enforcement Directorate is now sending notices and summons to farmers, to poor farmers of this country. This is where we have come to. I do believe that the pattern of misuse, the pattern of abuse, the pattern of use of enforcement agencies, of law enforcement agencies as frontals of the BJP is for there to see. I mean, the number that you quoted or otherwise, one can step back and say, what was law enforcement doing all this while? For 60 days, there were members of the BJP IT cell who have been alleged of gang rape, and cases are now coming to fore where they would go on IIT BHU campus.
Ma'am, I'll come to you. Please respect each other's time.
These men were involved.
Ma'am, everyone take a deep breath, respect each other's time, and we will go one by one. I will give you enough time to respond. Ma'am, Miss Verma, allow. Ma'am, allow panelists to say whatever they want. I'll come back to you as long it's civil and it's not abusive. Allow, ma'am. Instead of digressing, allow. I'll come back to you and you can answer. Can I just get Mr. Nate to complete, and then we'll go across to Ashutosh, Jasmine, and then back to Ms. Verma. Mr. Nate, make your point.
We are talking about law enforcement, and as a citizen and a woman of this country, I want to know what was law enforcement doing for 60 days when members of the BJP IT cell have now been arrested for allegedly gang raping a woman. What were they doing for 60 days? They were working for the MP elections for the BJP. They were working in Madhya Pradesh. I want to know what was law enforcement and what is law enforcement doing in Manipur. Manipur has been burning for 8 months now. The Prime Minister hasn't visited there. 48 hours back, 4 people were killed. 24 hours back, armed forces have been attacked. The reality is that when you start issuing notices to farmers of your country as Enforcement Directorate, you have lost all kind of credibility. And the problem with losing credibility for law enforcement agencies is that when you have selective political vendetta and political scores to settle, nobody believes you. And that is what is happening to the credibility of our institutions under Mr. Modi. The overreach, the diabolical pattern, the template has been set. Only members of the opposition will be targeted. If this was an investigation or a law enforcement agency was looking into it, nobody would have had a problem. But the reality is, if you join the BJP, all law enforcement, all the cases against you will evaporate. They will just completely sublime. They will go into
Mr. Nate, I'm going to come to you because
the opposition,
I'm going to come back to you, and the question I'd ask you then, ma'am, is something that the BJP will also say, because you're using the fig leaf of possibly farmers as well to cover up the likes of your own party, Rajya Sabha MP Dheeraj Sahu, who is caught with cash amounting to 290 crores in his own house. So all of those questions will be asked. I'll come back to you. Ashutosh,
I can answer that question.
Ma'am, I'll come back to you. Ma'am, please hold on to that thought. Allow me to come back to that.
I can answer that question.
Allow me to come back to you. Ashutosh, I want to bring you in on this. And the question I want to ask you is, What has been the calling card, and I would reckon you'd know that best, of Arvind Kejriwal, and that has been non-corrupt, kattar imandar. Which way will it swing this time?
See, Priya, I think that's the conundrum which is facing Aam Aadmi Party. The fact of the matter is that today the past of the Aam Aadmi Party ends the big claims which has been made in the past is coming to haunt Aam Aadmi Party and Kejriwal. So they can't run away from this. There are the two angles to the story. One angle to the story is that why Kejriwal is not is going and facing Enforcement Directorate, and why he is skipping that. So this is the question which he should ask, which he should answer. And there is no because the more he does, the more the people get suspicion and the doubt that there is something which is from which he is running away. The angle to the second story is that unfortunately the PMLA Act is such, and Enforcement Directorate has been weaponized to this extent that only opposition leaders and political parties are being targeted. The 95% cases are only against opposition the political parties, only 5% against the BJP. And we are talking about Enforcement Directorate at a time when the two chief ministers, they are virtually facing to be arrested by Enforcement Directorate, which is a bizarre situation in this country. One is the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, another is Hemant Soren. And the BJP can say that yes, we are the law enforcing agencies are taking their own course. But the fact of the matter is that Enforcement Directorate today has become a political tool to counter opposition, to demolish opposition, and to destabilize their government. There's no doubt about it. Absolutely, there is no doubt. Because I'm not here to believe that BJP, every chief minister of the BJP, every leader of the BJP, every MP, MLA of the BJP are Raja Harishchandra, and they're dead honest. The fact of the matter is, but the Arvind Kejriwal has no other option than to face ED. Because PMLA Act is such, he cannot ask that you tell me whether I am being called as a witness or I am called as a culprit or something else. Because the nature of the act is such, and that twice the opposition has gone to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has not given any relief on this matter. You remember more than 9 political parties had gone to Supreme Court and asking that there should be made some exception. And the Supreme Court said, no, nothing doing. Even the Supreme Court order itself has more beefed up the PMLA Act and made it more draconian. So, unfortunately, whatever you call it, Aam Aadmi Party has to face it.
And Jasmine Shah, that's the question I want to lead to. It's a double-edged sword as put by Ashutosh himself. Because at one end, yes, you can say this is political vendetta. Look at XYZ leader, no action against them. Why only against us? But the fact could also be then the chickens have come home to roost. You understand that as draconian as it might be, this particular PMLA law is going to take you down. So it was easier to appear before the CBI, but not the ED.
Let me repeat this again, that we welcome any investigation by any investigating agency in the country, including the Enforcement Directorate, provided this happens within the bounds of the Constitution and bounds of the law. ED is not God. ED cannot decree that I shall appear tomorrow, I will not give any further information, and you please show up and have a cup of tea. So the questions that were asked by Mr. Kejriwal were very sensible questions. If you are really serious about doing an investigation, then what is the problem? Why would ED not answer these questions? ED has responded to questions asked by other people in the past. But in the case of Mr. Kejriwal, there is alarming secrecy. Absolutely, not even responding to questions, but no acknowledgement
but Jasmine
to
Shah,
all the letters that the CM has sent.
Under PMLA, the ED doesn't even have to go to the court to ask for an order to arrest you. They can do it unilaterally. That's how draconian the law is.
That is not a problem, Preeti. If they want to do it, I think the farce will be called out in open daylight. And that is precisely what the entire opposition is alleging. That today, no BJP leader is even issued a summons by the ED. Okay. We are saying that the orders that ED receives are from BJP headquarters because BJP netas know first that summons issue hone wala hai. BJP netas have been saying since yesterday कि आज Arvind Kejriwal arrest hone wala hai. How did you come to know of all this?
All right.
That clearly shows that ED has become BJP's agency. For the rest of the country, you can only pray. And I think that is the harsh reality confronting the nation.
All right. Okay, Sanjay Verma, you've been wanting to come for an interjection, but the question that I asked you earlier, and the point which, say, Supriya Shrinate, Jasmine Shah, to a level even Ashutosh has made, is the fact that, it's mind-boggling if you look at it. The likes of Yashwant Jadhav, Yamini Jadhav let off, Pradeep Sarnaik let off, and this is half of the Shinde cabinet that you have. And then again, you have the likes of Himanta Biswa Sarma, Narayan Rane, Suvendu Adhikari, Kripa Shankar Singh, where trails have gone cold, be it the ED or the CBI.
Preeti, you have one person from the Aam Aadmi Party, you have one person from the Congress, and then everybody knows that Ashutosh is anti-BJP. You have three people on the other side. I need my time if you want this to be a fair debate. And I don't want to be heckled by you or anybody else, because there have been people who have digressed from the core issue. I will answer every query of yours because I enjoy being on your shows. Now let me, handle every allegation. First, the Congress. She chose to digress. She spoke about three BJP office bearers who were accused of gang rape. Yes, they were accused, but they have been arrested. I want to ask the Congress spokesperson, Sukanya Singh Devi accused Rahul Gandhi of gang rape in 2006. In 2007, Sukanya Singh vanished. Her father Balram Singh vanished. Her mother Sumitra Devi vanished. Sukanya Singh met Sonia Gandhi and the Human Rights Commission in 2006. And immediately after their meeting with Sonia Gandhi, all the three, daughter, father,
Can
mother,
she stop
disappeared.
peddling lies because the court has announced its verdict?
Okay.
You foul-mouthed woman, stop
Okay,
peddling
one
lies.
second. We're going to go
Because the
one
court
by
has
one.
announced its verdict. I will hold you in contempt of court.
Okay.
I will ensure
Okay, can
you
I
don't
just...
be held
Okay,
in contempt of court.
Ms. Shunit,
And for the
hold on
rest
to
of
that
your
thought. I'll
living
come
life,
back to you.
You will not see
Okay,
the lights
the
of my
point,
newsroom.
the point
Even
of the
that
courts,
studio.
the point
I
of the
will
courts,
not
Ms.
have this
Verma,
shut
the
down.
point of the courts
I
that Ms.
will not
Shunit is
take
making is valid.
She will be held in
It is
contempt of
valid.
court. A foul
Okay,
mouth
one second.
alone.
May I
Nonsense
just
has
get,
to
may I just
stop.
get Ms. Verma? Ms. Shunit, I'm
Has to
coming right
stop.
back to you. You can make the point there.
Thank you.
Ms.
Thank
Shunit,
you.
you can make the point
Can
when
I
I
be
come to you.
alone?
Ms. Verma,
Please.
the point that Ms. Shunit of the courts that she's making
No,
is
I
valid.
wish
But
to be alone on the screen. You gave long time to the Congress.
no,
on
I
the
am
screen,
giving you
but you're
time,
not
madam.
there.
I am giving you time. Will you make your point?
No, so I will make that point, but take me alone on the screen. Don't be unfair to the
Ma'am, I'm
BJP
not
people.
being unfair. You are talking. There is no one talking over you. Make your point, Ms. Verma.
Never see the
Screen
news
alone.
May I just
Like
get
you
Ms.
did with
Verma?
the Congress.
Can I just get Ms. Verma and I'll cut across to Ms. Shunit right after. Ms. Verma, make your point. The issue on the court in this particular case that Ms. Shunit is making, there's a point there, ma'am. Please honor
Can
that.
I finish, Preeti? You don't need to tell me what I should say. I want to be alone on the screen or I'm not talking.
Ma'am,
Because
go
you
ahead.
took the Congress
Make
alone
your
on the
point.
screen. I can see everybody on the screen. Take me alone if you want my view.
Can I please get Sanju Verma to make her point? Go ahead, ma'am.
No, I want to be alone on the screen. I should the Congress spokesperson alone on the
Ma'am,
screen.
here you got your wish, madam. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
thank
alone
you.
on the screen. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Preeti. Thank you for small mercies. I want to say this. BJP ensured that the three people who were office bearers were arrested after they were accused of gang rape. The Congress is in bed with the DMK in Tamil Nadu, where famous lyricist Vaira Muthu has been accused of sexual assault and molestation by equally renowned singer called Chinmaya Sripada and 16 other women. Have you seen Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Vadda open their mouth? Have you seen Supriya Srinath condemn Vaira Muthu even once? Last year, P.T. Madhavan, the personal secretary of Sonia Gandhi, was accused of, promising marriage to a widowed Dalit woman and then raping her repeatedly. Has Supriya Srinath spoken once against P.T. Madhavan? What about Ankita Datta, their young Congress leader from Assam, who accused B. Srinivas, one of their other youth Congress leaders, of sexual assault and molestation? Have you seen Supriya Srinath speak once in favor of Ankita Datta? She sits here and gives a bhashan to the BJP. She has failed to learn lessons that the reason the Congress was wiped out in Madhya Pradesh, wiped out in Chhattisgarh, wiped out in Rajasthan was because people believe that lawlessness is the DNA of Congress. Lawlessness is not the DNA of BJP. Corruption is the DNA of Congress and Kejriwal. Corruption is not the DNA of BJP. And Preeti, to your question, you raised a very valid point which was raised by Abhishek Manu Singhvi in April 2023 last year, to which Justice Chandrachud said, if you feel that the Enforcement Directorate is being unfair, and if you feel that the political space for the opposition is getting crunched, then the solution to that is political. You cannot knock on the doors of the court saying generically that the Enforcement Directorate is draconian. If you have specific cases, we in the Supreme Court are more than willing to give you a fair listen. And I want to ask you one thing, Preeti. Tell me honestly, Dheeraj Sahu with 353 crores, he's in Rajya Sabha MP from Congress. What does Jairam Ramesh say? हमें तो कुछ पता ही नहीं थी।
Okay.
ये तो इनका खानदानी पैसा है।
All right.
No, I
But
want to
okay.
ask you one more thing. Last but not the least.
Ma'am, 10 seconds.
Do you remember, Preeti? Do you remember that when the charge was made against Karnataka BJP in the run-up to Karnataka Assembly elections, कि ये 40% commission सरकारा है, we asked, the person responsible, be it Madan Virupakshappa, who was denied a ticket,
Okay.
or K. Ishwarappa, who was the Panchayati Raj minister, we
Okay.
asked him to step down.
All right. I want to go back to Supriya Shrinate. Ma'am, come on. Now, okay, you've had your say on the question that I posed on the number of ministers, which is half of your cabinet with Mr. Eknath Shinde, where cases have suddenly gone cold. The solution by the court might be political, but it will be discussed in the political domain. So therefore, the questions are being asked. Supriya Shrinate, you wanted...
Preeti, can't you talk about D.K. Shivkumar?
Ma'am, he was only called by the ED in the heat of the Karnataka elections.
Why are you not discussing Manish Sisodia, who's still pulling his heels in the jail?
Ma'am, those questions are going to be asked. Those questions are already being asked by Jasmine Shah. Come on. Okay, let's not digress. Okay, can I just get Supriya Shrinate into the conversation? Supriya Shrinate, you wanted to respond to what Sanju Verma was saying, but having said that, there have been enough instances, especially the one I counted of your own Rajya Sabha member from Jharkhand, Ms. Shrinate.
I will only speak on one condition if our audio goes down, because that's what you did to me.
Ma'am, that's exactly what I'm doing.
Your question,
and
you can
yes,
carry on
go
the show.
ahead.
I'm happy to leave. Thank you. First and foremost, a foul-mouthed lie peddler here will be held in contempt of court because she lies blatantly about Rahul Gandhi. The Supreme Court has pronounced a verdict here, but this lying machine of the BJP will come and lie here. I promise to you, for the rest of your living life, you will not see the archlights of a news studio, you BJP spokesperson, because you are lying through your teeth and you should be held in contempt of court, and I will see to it that you are. That's the first thing that I want to say. The second thing that I want to say, Ram Dular Gond ka naam suna hai? Aapka Sonbhadra ka MLA tha. He has been found guilty and has been pronounced for 25 years behind bars for raping a minor girl. Why did you give him a ticket? He was facing those charges. You gave him a ticket, he became an MLA, and now he has been convicted. Exactly the same pattern with Kuldeep Singh Sengar. The BJP is full of it's a party of rapists, and that's what these IT cell members have also proven. Now, incidents are coming to light that these IT cell members were repeatedly going on campuses. They were eve-teasing women, and in the time they should have been arrested for those 60 days.
Okay.
They were a part of the Madhya Pradesh BJP campaign. So the WhatsApp message that comes on your phone from a BJP member, it can be a potential rapist. That's what the BJP has reduced this country to. I have simply one question to ask. If Enforcement Directorate can justify sending a notice to 2 farmers of this country, 2 poor farmers of Tamil Nadu, we can have a further discussion on Enforcement Directorate. They have zero credibility.
Okay.
The credibility would have been, and I have said it in the beginning.
Okay, before I go to
Ashutosh, a potential offence, let there be law enforcement.
Okay, but there's a question, Ms. Shrinate, there's a question that I want to ask you.
Shut up. Shut up. Just shut up now.
Okay, one second. Can I just get Ms. Shrinate?
Shut up.
Can I just get Ms. Shrinate? Ma'am, there's a question that I want to ask you. If you claim,
you lie peddler, shut up now.
Ms. Shrinate,
keep your mouth shut.
Ms. Shrinate, one second. Let's everybody, draw a breath, be a little calm, and let me ask you a question, because you claim to be a party with a difference.
She cannot speak nonsense
Ms. Shrinate, there's a point that has been raised repeatedly, which has been on social media, otherwise by Chinmay Shripada as well. Do you today on national television condemn with Mr. Vaira Muthu being feted time and time again by the likes of your own minister, Mr. Chidambaram, or Mr. Stalin?
I am willing to take a stand for any woman in this country, but I will not take it lying down that there are lies being peddled, and I am not willing to take it lying down that the BJP is justifying having its IT cell full of rapists and molesters by pointing in other direction. आपके लोग BJP IT cell के rape करके
may I just, we are digressing again. May I just get
shut the hell up.
I'd like to get...
Bhushan Sharan Singh
Okay.
to Ram Dulal
Ms.
Gol
Renate,
to Kuldeep Singh
Ms.
Sengar.
Renate, like I
That's
said,
what
you know,
your party
can we
is full
all
of.
just draw a deep breath and calm down and get back to the topic, which is Arvind Kejriwal skipping a third summon, and Ashutosh, to bring you in on this. Going forward from here on, you know, this might not be the Aam Aadmi Party's election where 2024 is concerned. But on a larger picture, there has always been an image that he's worked on. Do you think this will harm Arvind Kejriwal's image of constantly, you have most of your top leadership behind bars, skipping a summon 3 times over where the ED is concerned? What happens to the Kattar Imandar image?
See, this will certainly harm Aam Aadmi Party. There is no doubt about it, because the first summon was issued. I think Arvind Kejriwal should himself has volunteered, should have gone to the ED and said that if I have committed some wrong, please arrest me. Otherwise, you have no business to keep calling me all the time. I think he has missed that opportunity. Maybe he's wrongly advised. But the fact of the matter is, the more you avoid these kind of notices, the more suspicion grows in the minds of the people, and especially with Aam Aadmi Party, because Aam Aadmi Party's entire narrative and entire politics started with that they were very bullish on the issue of corruption. So when the corruption issues are raised against them, it is for them to take the bull by horn and challenge the government and administration that if I had committed something wrong, please arrest me. I'm not running away from here. But if you don't go, then I think the suspicion will grow, and that will politically harm. There is no doubt about it.
All right, okay. Jasmine Shah, you know, you might be heaving a sigh of relief because the conversation through this course has gone elsewhere only with the BJP and the Congress, but getting you back into the conversation, Jasmine Shah. And the fact is, you've always said you were a party with a difference. You said that you were non-corrupt. You pointed a finger at everyone else. And today, by the conduct of refusing to honor a summon, taking off from what Ashutosh also said, you're only harming yourself, because even if you look at the Supreme Court coming down, be it Manish Sisodia, be it Sanjay Singh, they've all been denied bail repeatedly. The Supreme Court has even gone to the extent to suggest that there is a credible money trail when it comes down to Mr. Sisodia. The charges on Mr. Kejriwal are not light.
Preeti, I think your viewers should recall the hard fact that it has been 1.5 years since this fake liquor scam investigation has begun. 500 witnesses called, 1,000 raids done, not a single rupee recovered. And I'll correct you, the Supreme Court's bail order of Manish Sisodia doesn't use the word money trail. There is no money trail. The only thing they have pointed at is a provision of the policy which has been passed by the Cabinet of Delhi and the Lieutenant Governor, which provides for a certain margin of profits for the private players or part of it. It's a fully transparent policy. But the fact that today, if ED turns into a bully, and if you stand up to a bully, and then you are called that dekho aap to bhag rahe ho, you cannot hold both facts or arguments together. Either ED is credible or ED is not credible. I think today the data very clearly shows that ED has lost all its credibility. It is not willing to issue even one summons against all these dagi netas of BJP, while repeatedly it is trying to jail the opposition leaders without even a single iota of money being found or any evidence being found. And that is the reality. Standing up to a bully doesn't mean anything.
Okay, let me come back with a rebuttal. You said there's no mention of money trail. The last time Manish Sisodia's bail plea was rejected, the Supreme Court said, and I quote, money trail of 338 crores has been tentatively established, and that the rule of law applies equally to all citizens and institutions.
So, Preeti, the oral comments may have been made. The written bail order does not use the words money trail, because there is nothing of a money trail. It says that there is a profit margin that has been provided to wholesalers by the policy, which is cleared transparently, as I said, by the Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, by everyone. But only the Aam Aadmi Party leaders are questioned. The Lieutenant Governor is not even called for summoning. And forget that. I'm asking a blank question to Sanju Verma. Tell me 5 BJP top netas who have been even issued a summons. Forget about investigation being carried out. Forget a charge sheet being filed. Forget about trial being initiated. You have given a complete blanket pardon to all the BJP netas who come through a washing machine. You call 70,000 crore ka nationalist corrupt party to NCP, and next day you make a government with them. So today, BJP, on the matter of corruption, BJP has lost complete credibility. The ED has lost complete credibility.
Sanju Verma, closing comments.
Asking the right questions.
Sanju Verma, you know, the charge is also you've liquidated the credibility of the ED, and the reaction to that is you have the likes of Mr. Abhishek Banerjee, who has constantly skipped summons. You have Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, who skipped his third summon. You have Mr. Soren, who skipped a summon. You know, where does the credibility of the ED lie? Because the figures seem to suggest it's only the opposition.
May I speak now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Can you take me alone on the screen, or do I have to make a request?
Please, all alone. Come.
Thank you. Thank you. Preeti, now I want to say one thing. Supriya Srinath abused me. I want to tell Supriya Srinath, you are accusing me of being in contempt of court. Madam, you are called Gali Wali Madam on Twitter because you are foul mouth, nirlaj, besharam or behaya. Aapke jaisi behaya pravakta.
No, 1 second, okay. Ma'am, what has she abused you with? What did she say?
Now let me comment on what Jasmine Shah said.
No, okay, can I just, with all the panelists, please refrain from using foul language. Ma'am, I'm moderating. I am allowed to tell the entire panel not to use foul language.
Can I finish? Thank you. She used abusive language. I only showed her the mirror. Can I finish?
Ma'am, what did she call you? I want to know, because then I will go back to her.
Okay, Jasmine Shah said that the ED has lost all credibility. So did the Congress spokesperson say. I want to tell you, Preeti, that the ED was set up in 1964 and it attained the status of a statutory body in 2003. It has quasi-judicial powers of a civil court, and under Section 17, 19 and 25 of the PMLA Act, the Enforcement Directorate can make suo moto arrest. Has it done a suo moto arrest of Arvind Kejriwal? No. Did it do a suo moto arrest of Manish Sisodia? No. Did the court deny bail to Sisodia? Yes. Did the court deny bail to Satendra Jain? Yes.
Okay.
Did the court deny bail to Partha Chatterjee of TMC? Yes. Did the Supreme Court quash proceedings against Abhishek Banerjee? No. Has the Supreme Court quashed proceedings against Dheeraj Sahu of the Congress? No. Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi went begging to the Supreme Court saying, we have nothing to do as far as tax evasion in the National Herald stand is concerned. The Supreme Court told Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi...
I need to close the bulletin. I want to cut across to Ms. Srinath. 30 seconds, ma'am. Please respond. I'm coming to you. 1 second. Okay, may I get Ms. Srinath? Ms. Srinath, over to you. Closing comments, ma'am. Closing comments. Can I get Ms. Supriya Srinath, please? Closing comments.
I have no closing comments to make. You go on the street and ask a 10-year-old boy or a 10-year-old girl, how credible is the Enforcement Directorate, the CBI or the Income Tax Department today? And the answer will prove what we are saying. Don't believe us. Go and ask a 10-year-old child who watches news and sees the BJP what it does.
But Supriya Srinath, when the Prime Minister says, "Ek ek pai ka hisab hoga,"
out of you, I will ensure that you are held in contempt of court for peddling lies here. Remember this. For the last time I'm telling you,
with
peddling lies here tonight on the show.
All right, with that, thank you. I thank all our panelists for joining us. Let's all draw a deep breath with what it went. But having said that, we're going to leave it at that. But this is a conversation which is going to carry on forth. Right now, the ED hasn't come up with a fourth summon. They are in their rights to arrest Mr. Arvind Kejriwal. What option will they exercise? Trust us to keep you up to speed. With that, thanking all our panelists joining us this evening. Let's quickly shift focus to another verdict that came in where the Supreme Court was concerned. The Supreme Court today refused to interfere with the SEBI probe into the Adani Hindenburg case. It's also said that news reports and those by George Soros-funded organizations cannot be basis to doubts on SEBI probe. But even the top court's verdict hasn't been enough to silence the opposition. Listen in.
It's a big victory for the Adani Group. With the Supreme Court saying the reports published by newspapers and the Organized Crime and Corruption Reporting Project, an organization funded by billionaire George Soros, cannot be the basis for doubting SEBI's investigation into the entire Hindenburg allegations. Delivering the judgment, a Supreme Court bench of Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud and Justices J.B. Pardiwala and Manoj Misra said there was no ground to transfer the probe to a special investigation team. SEBI has investigated 22 out of the 24 cases linked to the US-based short seller Hindenburg Research's allegations that created a political storm in India. The Supreme Court gave SEBI 3 months to complete its investigation in the remaining 2 cases. The Supreme Court has also ordered the government and SEBI to check whether Hindenburg has ignored rules in shorting the market and to take action accordingly.
ये राहत या कोई उस चीज़ की बात नहीं है। जो हमारे द्वारा मुद्दा उठाया गया था वह यह था कि जिसे इस तरीके से जो वर्तमान में हुआ कि जो इन्वेस्टर्स का पैसा है, हिंडनबर्ग रिपोर्ट आने के बाद वह काफ़ी लोगों का पैसा डूबा, शेयर मार्केट में भी बहुत उतार चढ़ाव आए, तो उसको लेकर एक कमेटी कॉन्स्टिट्यूट हो, जो कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कॉन्स्टिट्यूट की। सुप्रीम कोर्ट द्वारा गवर्नमेंट को कहा गया है कि रिकमेंडेशंस को कंसिडर किया जाए भविष्य के लिए और जो भी नेसेसरी स्टेप हैं वह लिए जाएं।
Today, the Hindenburg report stands discredited in that sense, and also the OCCP RP report is also not accepted. So this is the entire position as it exists. The court is concerned about the investors who have suffered losses as a result of this transaction, and that's something which is often forgot.
Adani Group chairman and founder Gautam Adani took to Twitter to say that the Supreme Court's judgment shows that truth has prevailed. Satyameva Jayate. He also said that our humble contribution to India's growth story will continue. The Supreme Court may have refused to intervene in the SEBI probe, but that hasn't ended politics on the issue.
It just goes to show as to how lackadaisical the attitude of the Securities and Exchange Board of India is. The fact remains that the Securities and Exchange Board of India, if it wanted, it could have completed the investigation a long time back. And we repeatedly raised this matter even in the Parliamentary Standing Committee of Finance.
देखिए, ये थोड़ी सी असंतुष्ट है, मतलब ये राय जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने दिया, ये जो धांधलियाँ जो हुई जिसके चलते हुए अपने देश के इन्वेस्टर्स को नुकसान पहुंचा, देश को नुकसान पहुंचा, इसके बारे में सही तरीके से जांच करके न्याय दिलाना जरूरी था.
With the war for 2024 months away, the Supreme Court verdict is unlikely to stop the opposition from raking up the Adani case. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, with that, viewers, it's a wrap on this edition of News Today. We'll see you tomorrow evening. Have a good evening ahead.
Police, the mortal remains of the 6 victims are being exhumed from their graves on the same day.
ആ കഥയുടെ നടുവിൽ എല്ലാത്തിന്റെയും സൂത്രധാരിയായി ജോളി എന്ന സ്ത്രീയുണ്ട്. ആരായിരുന്നു ജോളി? നാട്ടുകാരിലും വീട്ടുകാരിലും സംശയമുണ്ടാക്കാതെ 6 കൊലകൾ നടത്താൻ അവർക്ക് എങ്ങനെ കഴിഞ്ഞു?
There were contradicting takes on who she was. Some would say that she was very good. Others would say that no, but she always had this dark side to her.
കുടുംബമൊക്കെ വന്നോട് നന്നായിട്ട് ഇപ്പോൾ കുടുംബത്തിലൊന്നും ഒരു അഭിപ്രായ വ്യത്യാസം ജോളിയെ കുറിച്ചില്ല.
അത്രയും ബന്ധമുള്ള കുടുംബം, അത്രയും ബന്ധമുള്ള അയൽവാസികൾ, പിന്നെ പറ്റാൻ
ആ ഒരു വ്യക്തി എനിക്കിനി ലൈഫിൽ എൻ്റെ മാത്രമായിട്ട് കാണാനായിട്ട് പറ്റില്ല.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Weather forecast now. Delhi, maximum 20 and minimum 9 degrees. Mumbai, maximum 30 and minimum 22 degrees. Kolkata, maximum 27 and minimum 12 degrees. Bangalore, maximum 25 and minimum 19 degrees. Chennai, maximum 29 and minimum 22 degrees. Hyderabad, maximum 28 and minimum 17 degrees.